Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube channel, where I'm always breaking down the hot sports topics of the day. My name is Mike. The Oakland Raiders, and more specifically their quarterback situation, has really been in the limelight here in the last 24 hours. They've been linked to two quarterbacks, one they would have to trade for in Matt Flynn, and one they can just sign as a free agent in Kevin Kolb. With the way the quarterback market is in the NFL as of now, as far as NFL commodities, these guys are the best two options available. I know it might not excite Raiders fans, but these guys are the two guys that are truly the best guys available. I'm going to try to state the case for both guys, positives and negatives for bringing in both guys. Tell you what I think at the end. Let me know what you think here. First of all, Matt Flynn. Matt Flynn, some positives about him. He's truly the great unknown. Matt Flynn comes into the league with the Packers, has that one highly publicized, very good game towards the end of one season in Green Bay. As a free agent, he goes to the Seattle Seahawks. Russell Wilson comes in as a third-round pick last year, earns the starting job, and sort of the rest is history as far as his career in Seattle goes. So, you get with Matt Flynn, you get the great unknown. You get a guy, well, who knows how good he can be? Who knows if he'll even be any good? There's two sides to that coin. A positive, though, another positive is the fact that Reggie McKenzie should know Matt Flynn. He was a part of the team that drafted Matt Flynn in Green Bay. He should have a familiarity with the player that I don't have, that anyone on TV commentating doesn't have. That I think has to be a positive from the perspective that he's looking to bring this guy in. Another positive from Matt Flynn that you hear is that he's a great teammate. I mean, this is a guy who waited for his big opportunity to go to Seattle, got there, got beat out for the job by a rookie third-round draft pick, and you didn't hear him complain at all. So, and I know sometimes you might say a good teammate, who cares? But hey, look, the Raiders are trying to build something here and trying to get high-character guys, similar to the Packers model, and that's important. So don't overlook that fact as well. Now, some negatives about Matt Flynn. Well, the negatives are, first of all, he would have to restructure his contract to become a member of the Oakland Raiders. Is he willing to do that? That's the big question. And I don't begrudge. I look at this two ways. One, he should probably want an opportunity to actually start, and if he's guaranteed the starting job, maybe he should restructure his contract. But then on the other side of that coin, I don't like begrudging guys who finally get their payday and giving the opinion that they should take a pay cut. I don't feel like I'm in the position to do that to anyone. Never mind a guy like Matt Flynn who, might not have on the field earned his contract, but he earned that money that he got offered. That was his market value. And we'll see if he's willing to take a restructured contract or a pay cut even to join the Oakland Raiders. Okay? And the last negative as far as Matt Flynn goes is the Raiders are going to have to give up a draft pick to get him. The Raiders do not have their second-round pick. So now you're looking at what do they have to give up? Do they have to give up a 5th, 6th, or 7th-round pick? Or are the Seahawks going to want a 3rd or 4th-round pick? That remains to be seen as well. The compensation for Matt Flynn has to be worked out. For a backup quarterback, which he'd be on the Seahawks, he has a pretty big cap number. So I wouldn't think it would take the Raiders a lot to get Matt Flynn, but that's also a huge factor in this. As a Raiders fan, do you want to give up draft picks? You haven't had good experience with the whole Carson Palmer thing and giving up draft picks and getting a veteran quarterback. Is that something you want to do? That's something to think about as well. Now, of course, with Kevin Kolb. Kevin Kolb, the negatives to Kevin Kolb are the fact that he seemed to have happy feet whenever he was in the game. But remember, he had happy feet once he came to Arizona. He had that awful offensive line. He just does not overall have, a rocket arm, which when you play in Oakland, I don't think is vital, especially if they're going to run some kind of West Coast related offense or something predicated on more short passes. But again, he doesn't have the strongest arm in the world. And overall, he's a guy who's, I don't want to say damaged goods, but he got his big money contract and didn't meet expectations. That's a negative. That's a negative in how I view him. That's a negative in how you view him. And as well as, NFL teams as well, and most NFL teams. But again, given the market right now of quarterbacks, he is, I think the second best guy available via trade or via free agency that's out there right now. Some positives for Kevin Kolb is the cost he'd come at. He'd come at a very cost prohibitive not cost prohibitive deal. They'd be able to sign him probably pretty quickly, get him in the fold, get him adept to the offense, things of that nature. They won't have to deal with obviously giving up a draft pick to get him. He'll have less of a cap number than a guy like Matt Flynn would. So you cut Carson Palmer, you bring in Kevin Kolb. Now you have salary cap room, and you get to pick. You get to keep all of your draft picks, which is a big deal. And I know I didn't say much in the positive realm as far as Kevin Kolb's play on the field because, to be honest, I haven't seen many positives of Kevin Kolb in his play on the field. I think he could be an average quarterback with a good team around him, sort of like he was in Philly. But I think that's the ceiling for Kevin Kolb. But you get him in the mix. First of all, it doesn't prohibit you from drafting a quarterback in the draft, let's say in the 3rd or 4th round. I don't think picking up either of these guys prohibits you from drafting a quarterback in the 3rd or 4th round. But is there anyone worth drafting? You get a guy like Kolb, he holds the fort down this year. You fill in the quarterback position where you can. And then again, I know I keep on pointing to this, but that 2014 class is loaded with quarterbacks. Okay, and he'll certainly be a guy there in the top 15, which you figure the Raiders will be picking in again next year, that they'll be able to plug in here. And, those are kind of how I see the positive and negatives for both guys. I think personally, I know it might not be the popular move, but I'm not huge on Matt Flynn, only because we don't know what he is. He's going to cost you a decent amount of money, and I don't want that to preclude the Raiders from finding a long-term solution to the quarterback issue. I don't think Matt Flynn's a long-term solution. That's the point of view I'm coming from. So if you're going to get Kevin Kolb, great. You get Kevin Kolb, and then you draft a quarterback, whoever you think can fit your system best. Is that this year? Great. Then jump on a guy in the 3rd, 4th round if you feel highly on someone. Is it next year in the 2014 draft? Jump on someone then because, it's come out in recent days the Raiders don't really believe in Terrell Pryor, so I don't think he's even an issue in any of this. You notice I didn't say Carson Palmer or Terrell Pryor's name much because I don't think they're even options for the Raiders at this point. So, I say get Kolb, get him in there on a 1-year deal, have him hold the fort down. Either draft someone this year, draft someone next year, and build for the future. I mean, I know it's maybe not what Raiders fans want to hear. Again, I'm just not for bringing in Flynn at a big number, trading to get him when he is a totally unproven commodity in my mind. Let me know what you guys think. Hit me up in the YouTube comments. Hit me up on Twitter at SNewsAnalysis. Guys, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I upload between 5-10 sports talk videos a day here, all about sports. Thanks again for listening, and have a great day.